In today's video, we're gonna cover how to make £2,000 or dollars per day, and I'm also gonna show you the easiest way which you can do this right now. You wanna know how to make £2,000 a day? Well, to be honest, so do I. Let me have a little think about that. £2,000 a day. What can I do to make £2,000 a day? I've got it. Can I have £2,000, please? 1, 2. See, it's not that hard. You just ask your assistant to hand you £2,000 or dollars and you're winning. Hello, Stas here, and I hope you're doing well. Come for the knowledge and you stay for my bad jokes. But let's get real. You want to make £2,000 or dollars per day, and you're wondering, how can you do that? Well, I'm going to reveal to you exactly how I did this in this video. Let's start off with the figure, 2,000 per day. How do you get 2,000 a day? Well, it's very simple. You either get one person that is going to pay you 2,000 per day, or you get 10 people that are going to pay you 200 a day, or 100 people that are going to pay you 20 per day. The biggest question is, what are you going to give them in return for that money? When I started in the digital space, I got quite good at email copy. So I was able to write really good email promotional campaigns for other businesses, for other clients, for other coaches. So this is what I used to do as a part-time little hustle. And I was so good at this that I remember one time I wrote this promotional campaign for somebody that did really well. He got an email back from one of his audience members and said, "Can you please tell me who wrote this email copy?" He then asked me, said, "Did you write this?" I said, "Yes, I did." I was really worried. And then what happened was the lady that actually contacted this particular coach said, "Can you please put me in touch with the guy that wrote this email? I really want him to show me how he did it." So they put us in touch, and she offered me £100 to show her how I came up with the idea for writing that email. I was like, wow, that was probably the easiest £100 I have ever made in my life. It took me about an hour to show this lady how I wrote the email, where the ideas came from, and how I structured it. So this led me to a light bulb moment, and I realized that people are actually willing to pay me money for the skills and knowledge that I have acquired through the job I was doing at the time. So my question to you is, what skills, what knowledge, what experience do you have that people might be willing to pay you money for? Because essentially all I did was I took the knowledge from writing that email with that particular client, and I sold that knowledge to the lady for £100 an hour. It's insane when you think about it. She paid me £100 an hour to show her how to write an email. It's crazy, right? And it was from that moment that I realized that selling your knowledge, advice, expertise, or experience is a highly lucrative business opportunity. So what I started to do, any new skill, any experience, anything that I ever learned or implemented, whether it was through work, through leisure, or through just friends and family, I would then sell that knowledge online. In other words, I got my knowledge, I packaged it up in a box like this one, and I sold it online. It's actually quite simple. And the best bit about all of this is, once you have packaged that knowledge in this box, I can sell as many as I want to and make 100% profit every single time, because the work is already done. I'm no longer exchanging my time for money because I've packaged it up in this box. Anyway, enough of this box for now. So, what exactly do I mean? Well, let me demonstrate on my whiteboard here. What you're going to do is you're going to take people from where they are now to where they want to be. In other words, what result are they looking for? Find a problem and sell them the solution. So, let me give you an example. They are here, okay? That's where they are right now. But they want to be all the way over here. That's their desire. okay? And all you gotta do is get them from here to there. So it's pretty actually simple. But, well, Stas, what do you mean by all of this? Well, let me give you an example. What I used to do in one of my trainings was very, very simple. It was called Live in a Day. And the clue's in the title. You will be live with an online business in one day. Just one day, probably, 6-7 hours with me. And in that Live in a Day, all I did was I showed people how to register a domain, how to set up a website using WordPress, how to set up a payment gateway to take money, and then we added products. That was it. And that's all we did. So we showed them that, and for that, we would charge anywhere from we started off at $197, and the highest we ever got was $597. Somebody paying me to teach them this stuff in one day. So where have I taken them from? So no business to a online business in one day. And that is the solution. So the problem is I don't have my online business. The solution is I want an online business, and in just one day, I'm gonna show you how to do it. And if you wanna make £2,000 a day, well, just find 10 people to pay you £200 to teach them a specific problem. If you can charge £600 and you find 10 people, well, then you're making £6,000 a day. You might be thinking, well, Stas, I have no idea what I would even teach these people. Well, it all comes down to 3 main industries: health, wealth, and relationships. So think of an offer, relationships, if I can spell it. Think of an offer. So is it health? Are you into health? Do you know how to achieve a certain thing in the health space? Whether it's lose fat, get fit for a wedding, get fit for a holiday, lose the baby weight, lose the dad body, whatever it is, have a boot camp, one day, £200, get 10 people, there's your £2,000 a day. Wealth, do you know how to do eBay, Amazon, Shopify? Do you know how to do Facebook ads? What do you know? What value can you bring to people that you can charge them £200 a day plus? There's your £2,000 a day. Relationships. Do you know how to find your perfect partner? Do you know how to look for online dating sites and find great people to connect with? Find 10 people that will be willing to pay you £200 to share those tips. There's your £2,000 a day. Now, if you want an example of my course, my one-day course, my workshop for Live in a Day, there's a link below in the description which you can check out just to give you some ideas. And I made a lot of money from doing exactly this over the years. And you can too, and it's actually very simple. Take what you know, create a one-day workshop, charge people £200, get 10 people on it, there's your £2,000 a day. Of course, there are other ways you can make $2,000 a day, from stocks, crypto, real estate, maybe if you're a millionaire, or even e-commerce. But the problem is they all require capital to get started. Whereas when you're selling your knowledge, your advice, and your experience, you can get started with absolutely nothing. So what are the drawbacks of making £2,000 a day with stocks? Well, you gotta find them, you gotta research them, you gotta know the markets, you gotta study the charts. So that's not really a skill that I possess. What about crypto? Well, that's just a guessing game in itself. Real estate, again, you gotta buy the right property in the right area, you have to rent it out, you have to do all this stuff to it. And again, it requires a huge amount of capital to get started. And what about e-commerce? Well, you could be left with a container full of products that never ever sell, or you could spend thousands on advertising in order to sell the products which you have. In other words, it's gonna take a lot of money to get that going. But In the case of selling your knowledge online, it's a lot simpler. You just need to find 10 people who want to learn the skill that you have, and they will be willing to pay you a fee for that knowledge. Because if they don't, it's going to cost them far more, months of trial and error, maybe years of trial and error, and money trying to do it by themselves. So in other words, it's a no-brainer to pay you to teach them the skill that you already have. And if you want to know where to find these people that are willing to pay you the money, stay tuned for my next video that I'm going to be releasing, which is going to show you step by step where to find these people consistently so that you can make money every single time. And if you're watching this right now and you're thinking, well, Stas, I have absolutely zero skills, zero knowledge, and zero experience that I could sell to people, or let alone people willing to pay me any money for. And to that, I will answer this. There are people making fortunes out there selling Microsoft Excel courses. Yes, you heard me correct. How to use Microsoft Excel. And if they can charge money to show people how to use Microsoft Excel, I think you can find a skill or a bit of knowledge that you can charge for as well. And if you are a service provider and you do a done-for-you service, let me tell you why you're far better off teaching people how to do what you do rather than doing it for them. Well, number one is because you're never valued by the craft that you do. Just like people that wash Rolls Royces, their work is not valued by the Rolls Royce owner. So let me give you an example. If you fish for a man or a woman for a day, they're gonna eat for that day, and then the next day they're gonna get hungry, they're gonna want you to do it again. But if you teach the man or woman to fish themselves, you will feed them for life, and they're gonna value the lesson of being able to fish much more than they are you just handing the fish to them. And that is why if you are in the done-for-you space, the service providing space, I strongly recommend you get away from it as soon as possible and you start educating people on how to do the thing that you actually do rather than doing it. So the best way to make £2,000 or dollars a day is to sell your knowledge, advice, expertise, or experience. And remember, if you think you don't have absolutely anything to sell, you probably should think again. And if you want to find these people that are willing to pay you the money to learn the skill, just a few places where they hang out are Facebook groups, Instagram pages, blogs, and forums. You will find a ton of people that are willing to pay you money in those places. But stay tuned, I have a video coming up that's going to show you step by step where to find these people. If you need help growing your online business or turning your knowledge, your experience, or advice into a highly profitable digital business, then get in touch with me and my team. There's a link in the description where you can book a call with us to see if we're a good fit to work together, and we will show you all the principles, all the keys that we've used to build up our 7-figure online business. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.